Hey, what's up you guys? So I just finished my video, but I'm gonna put this in the beginning of my video. Before I start this video, I would love for you guys to check out my homegirls right here. If you guys like Mexican music, you like banda, you like all that, and I know you probably do, go check them out. I'm gonna put a little clip here of their new music video, and I want you to go to their YouTube channel, check them out, let them know they sent you, say Chunky sent me, thumbs it up, let the fucking sent you, okay? Check out their video, let them know how you like it, and yeah, here's a little clip, and then I'll get into the video.
Y otra vez, aquí andamos en el vicio. Para todas esas guerrilleras, trabajadoras, a ver cómo nos sale. Somos empresarias, buenas para el negocio. El peligro no asusta, cargamos inteligencia, sin miedo, belleza y valor. Nos gusta el botox, vestimiento de lujo, respaldadas en la misión, afilando papel y empacadas y el dedo de medio para la traición. Respetadas por la gente por mis hechos y mi jale. Cargo uñas arregladas, no me afectan para nada. Si se meten por enfrente yo los quito del camino. Dicen que soy cabrona y no les contradigo.
Chunky here, back with another video. You already motherfucking know. Okay, I don't know what that was, but I'm in a weird mood. I'm always in a weird mood. We got the tapatio. We got some fish tacos today from Taco Narzo. I'll put a little thing here if you're like, what the hell is that? Because I have like a weird accent. I don't know. Some people be like, why you, Chunky, why you say that like that? And I'm like, I don't know. I got some type of an accent. When I was a little girl, and I got some ceviche right here. This is ceviche mixtra. It has octopus, imitation crab, fish, and all kinds of other shit. That's why it's called a mixtra. I'm going to start off with a nice little fresh mixtra right here on a nice little fresh tostada. Could never go wrong with ceviche. Sorry. So when I was a little girl, like I was saying, I had an accent. Like a New York, Chicago type accent. Maybe even like Philly. Now, my grandpa, his grandparents are from Chicago. My great grandfather was born in Chicago. So maybe, I don't know, maybe that had to do with it. I'm not sure, because my daughter was also born with an accent like mine. And people would just trip out on her, like, why the hell does she talk like she's from New York or like New Jersey or like some type of accent like that? I don't know. I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. You ever met that kid where they have like an accent and you're like, I'm from New York. But let me give you a little look into there. Octopus. Bitch, I don't know what I'm saying right now. They have these new things at Taco Narzo. They're tostadas. And they're basically a tostada with avocado, beans. I got a veggie one rather than getting meat, because sometimes I take a break on meat because it's really not healthy to eat a lot of meat. I love that they give you these charred chiles. So taking a break off of reading people's DMs this time, and I want to kind of just give you guys a story from, you know, my life back in my day, you know, when I was younger, give you a little insight on me. I have said a lot of stories here on this channel. Stories about my life, stories about how I grew up, stories about, you know, me not having a good relationship with my mom and my dad. Here's a fish taco. I've shared a lot. So I just kind of wanted to like share a little more. So the other day I was talking to my brother, and I mentioned my brother a lot. Brother is my best friend. Honestly, he really is my best friend. I have all brothers. Pretty much I'm the only girl in the family. I was born into a family of 5. I'm one of 5 children, and all my brothers are brothers. All my brothers are boys, and I call all my brothers brother. I don't know if that's weird for you, but I don't know if anybody else out there calls their brothers brother. I call my brother brother, and I know there has to be somebody out there that calls their brother brother, not only me. So because I'll be like, brother, everyone, even when I was a little girl, brother. But we all kind of grew up apart from each other, because my brothers, you know, because I was born into a family, like I was saying, I go back and forth. I was born into a family that was not a traditional family. My mom and my dad had a lot of problems. My mom had a lot of issues, mental issues. My dad had his own mental issues. And, you know, he liked to drink. He liked to do his thing, and he wasn't always coherent. I mean, it was so weird because he was working a lot, and he worked a lot, but it was like he almost used his working as like a mechanism to be away. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because him and my mom always fought, and he just kind of used his work as something to like just be away. You know what I mean? Sometimes to the point where he wouldn't even come home. You know? When I was a little girl, I had to move with my grandma. Let me go back to me talking to my brother. So before I got into me thinking about this story, I was my brother brought up the fact that I've been through in my life, I fucking laugh at now, because it's just like, I'm an older woman. I grew up. I've never let anything that I've been through affect me. So I'm cool with it. Like, I'm cool with laughing at it. But he was really laughing at the fact that I went from going to a nice little school. I still lived in East LA, but I went to schools that were very Not as bad as this school, okay? I never knew school could get this bad. So he brought up the fact that I went to the school that was really bad when I had to move with my grandma. And he was laughing. He's like, damn, sis, I can't believe that you actually survived that school. Like, I can't believe you went to that school. Like, he was just chuckling at the fact that, like, he was like, damn, you went to, that's crazy. Like, that was a really bad school. And at the time, they used to call it hell and back. They used to call it hell and back school. I went from these small little schools because I'm taken away from my mom. And I had to go live with my grandma. Boyle Heights, LA. My grandma lived in Boyle Heights. I wasn't new to going to visit my grandma. I would always go visit my grandma. I wasn't new to it. But I always was, like, secure with the fact that I didn't have to stay there. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I did. Sometimes my mom would leave me there and I would, like, end up spending the night, 1 or 2 days. But I would always get to go back home. You know, at the time I was either living in Pico Rivera or Montebello. Yes, Pico Rivera, Montebello, East LA. If you're from LA, you know these places. If you're not from LA, you don't know these places. But they get ghetto. They have, like, their own little ecosystem, right? Pico Rivera, Montebello, East LA. East LA being more towards downtown LA. So I moved to Boyle Heights. Boyle Heights is known for having its own little, like, Hispanic community. And, you know, a little bit of black mixed up in there. Black, a little bit of tiny bit of Asian, you know. But it's, like, more of, like, a hood. And, one of the schools there was not a good school. Very bad school. Very bad students. Lots of kids. And I was being told that I was going to face the fact that I was going to be moved from Montebello. I think I was going to La Merced. I'm not sure which school I was going to previously, but I know the school I was going to previously was a nice little cute little there, but it was, like, very comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, it was a very comfortable kind of school. It wasn't like, they didn't have, like, a lot of fights. Like, they didn't have, like, a lot of commotions. Like, everything was, like, pretty much, you know, clean. And you know, they had a few things going on, but it was a pretty much good school overall. So I went from going to this little comfortable school to going to this fucking badass school. And before I got to the badass school, people were, like, hyping it up. Like, oh, damn, she's going, oh, damn, like, oh, like, my cousins actually went to that school too. So I was going to be going to school with some of my cousins. My older cousin went to the continuation near Roosevelt. Roosevelt was a little bit more up. So my brother went to Roosevelt High School. So they were talking bad. So if someone tries to fight you, they're trying to school me, like, don't stare at people. Oh, like, kind of scaring me, you know? But let me tell you something. I've always been down. I always been a fucking down ass bitch. Like, I don't give a fuck. I was 11 years old and I was gonna fucking fight 15-year-olds. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm nice. And I was scared. Like, I honestly, I was scared. I'm a sweetheart. But I would never let anybody press me, you know? That's one thing. Don't think you could press me. So, my first day of school I was nervous. Honestly, I felt like I was more nervous because a new environment, new kids, all that stuff. I think I would have been just as nervous if I went to a fucking suburban school or a private school, or even if they would have told me, oh, the school's great, it's nice, everybody's nice, I still would have been equally as nervous. So I didn't know what to expect, but honestly, I was ready. I was like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. Like, let a bitch step up to me, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna throw down. Like, I always just been that type of person, because when I was a little girl, my dad taught me, you know, I was raised by boys. I have all boys around me. I've always fought with my brothers. I always wrestled. I was never scared to get booked with my brothers. My brothers taught me how to fight. My brothers taught me how to be tough. I was raised by like a fucking cholo ass dad. So he always taught me how to fight and shit. So I really just wasn't scared. Like, I just was taught, like, don't fucking be scared. When shit hits the fan, get down. Point blank, period. So I feel like that's why sometimes people think they could test me, because, like, I'm nice, you know what I mean? Like, I'm really nice. I give you the benefit of the doubt. I come off as a sweetheart. So people think that they could press me. But then when, you know, when my chola side comes out, then they scared, and then they're like, oh my god, what did I do? I don't know what I did. I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything. Like, why are you acting this way? And then they're like wondering why the fuck I act this way, because bitch, you pressed me. You don't think that you pressed me? I don't get bugged for no reason. I get bugged if you press me. You press me, I'm coming with it. So anyway, so it's my first day of school. I'm nervous. I get in this school, and there's a lot of fucking kids. There's a lot of fucking kids. Like, not even elbow to elbow, fucking titty to chest kids. Like, hundreds of thousands of kids. Like, I've never seen a fucking hallway so packed with children. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, that overwhelmed me. In the beginning, that really overwhelmed me. I was just like, oh my god, there's so many kids. Kids just fucking walking through the hallways, pushing you, elbowing you. If they're older than you, they're fucking pushing you out of the way. They don't see you. You're little. I was in 5th grade. It went up to 8th grade. So I had 8th graders pushing me to the side, elbowing me. I think I went home the first day with like bruises on my arms and shit, because motherfuckers didn't give a fuck about pushing me. So I was like, okay, that's the first thing I'm gonna have to establish. Like, bitch, don't touch me, okay? So right away off the bat, like, I was like, when I would walk through the fucking hallways, I was like, okay, I gotta walk like, you know, boom, 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 because bitches is gonna push me. So I got pushed. I got, you know, elbowed. Then when it came to lunch, don't fuck with my lunch, because I love lunch. Like, so I was ready to go get my lunch to see what kind of type of lunch they have up in here. And bitch, there was a line from the fucking front of the school to the back of the school for fucking lunch. Like, they would literally, like, if you were late for class, they understood, because they knew there were so many kids. If you were late from getting lunch, they understood, because they knew they had to feed so many kids. And they would literally even let you take your food if you were late. They would give you your food and you could eat it in class, because they knew how late they had to run, because they had to feed. Like, literally, you'd be standing alone the fucking day for your lunch. So the lunch process was like, oh my god, it was just like, I was like, what? I think the first week there was a walkout, there was a riot, there was fucking a whole riot. All the kids ran out of class, fires going off in the trash cans. Somebody put fireworks in the trash cans, and the trash cans blew up. So the fucking fire thing went off. There was a big old bang. Everybody ran out of the class. Everybody was running to go out to the front of the school. Looked like a jail. That's another thing. The school looked like a jail. And I'm like, this is torture. Like, I could not believe that I was gonna have to deal with this my whole fucking, like, time there. Like, I didn't know how long I was gonna be there. I didn't know how long I was gonna have to live with my grandma. Like, I'm just like, there was just so many other things that I had to go through, and it was just crazy. Like, PE, and eventually I got through it. It made me tough. There was a lot of walkouts. There was a lot of things going on, but after a while I had fun. I don't regret it. It's not something like I look back on and I get sad about. It's something I look back on and laugh about, and I'm just like, wow, like I really made it through that shit. Like I was not used to that shit, but I got used to that shit. And that's just one of the things I went through. Eventually, I think I stood there for a whole year in that school, and it really did teach me a lot. It really did make me stronger. It made me step out of my elements. It made me step out of like being comfortable and stuff. And I ended up really having a lot of fun in that school. I have to say I learned a lot. I've seen a lot more that I cannot say. Like some of the teachers being very friendly with the students, but I'm not gonna go there. So with that being said, I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you like this video. Comment down below, tell me your stories in your school, and if you know where the fuck I'm talking about, if you know, comment down below. Yeah, I love you guys. Stay chunky because chunky is beautiful. Peace out.